Caribbean power jam. I go bust them again. Sound up, and sound up play. Caribbean power jam. I go bust them again. One lap, one clap, no time at all. You no fire one pump, we repeat it. Shot automatic, your lap. Head a roll like jelly and chop. Dumpling on the body and stop. Chip it up, plate pan, heavy sound crash belly. Play about the chop. Sound up, sound up go day. Caribbean power jam, I go bust them begin. Sound up, sound a go day. Caribbean power jam, I go bust them begin. Alright, Benny, tell them no fear, man. Are you a kill sound from day one? Know them fit disrespect. Caribbean power jam when we a kill from day one. Them coulda big like King Kong. Benny a fire shot man a fling bomb. Bump it off like sick man. Them no paper fly. Yeah, them gal like rich man. So tell them sound up, and sound up play. Caribbean power jam, I go bust them again. Sound up, and sound up play. Caribbean power jam, I go bust them again. Yeah man, you know what the thing man, London boss, simple as I represent for the one Caribbean power jam family. Yeah man, I be playing and I send you yeah.
Black Spaniard, wow. Criminal Ace Menace, Scarface, Bayan Lions, Problem Child, Asylum Family, Big Blood, boom. Me a see none of them, me a better than. Me a see none of them, me a better than. And they can't touch me slang and rhyme and we call them fine like 1 in a million. Them say them a blueprint, them a second hand. Coulda suicide from a like Italian. Them say them a bad man and still a act like the big bad guy. They go Mount a massive and two-faced. Over we you don't have no dominion. Big up every ghetto in the Caribbean. Tell bad my people we opinion. Come on, she girl in way over here. And she's family way over here. And the youth can't face way over here. Play champagne, we are fight over here. Watch the MC, give me the ras from. You know me from when they give me knife from. Right now me head back with me head back. Drinking punching till the one of the flask done. Boy walking like him of the last. Tell them we the more no last one. Lyrics flying like your face splinters and on your neck like your chest explode from a glass bomb. Call in the cannibal anomaly. One thing I did alongside trees of family. In a brain, none of them boy, none of them bum, none of them fool, none of them clown, get nobody. Y'all come over here, come wind up your body. Here back on my pen, come sign up your body. Here's something to try and climb up your body. Y'all lean back up on the body, I go.
When we hit the party, then the place go crazy.
We are roll like one blood, big blood. One blood, big blood.
Only when we touch the party, then the place go crazy.
We roll one blood, big blood. One blood, big blood. Woman, chuka. Woman, wine in a dance and look hard. Right now the hotel room down book hard. Woman, wine up your body and chuka. Darling, they talking about push out. What do you really mean when they talk about push out? Who busy about a hit song where we push out? And all the shows overseas where we push out. All of the MFC buttons where we push out. And from we apartment the girl where we push out. Plus the tune must not watch them out push out. And we breed girl real artists get push out. Push the crowd out, they hand on push out. 1/4 into grand in the water we push out. All the girls sexy bumper done push out. I run out of bars enough lyrics push out.
Only when we hit the party, then the place go crazy.
We are roll like one blood, big blood. One blood, big blood.
Only when we touch the party, then the place go crazy.
We roll one blood, big blood. One blood, big blood.
We come back like a boomerang, tune like a tenor band. Now full stop, cause we come like a boomerang. Drop bombs like bombs from a Taliban. Drop hits, let me hit you another one. Hennessy, we got a lot of that. Hot cover, we got a bag of that. Don't like we go and tell your mother that. Bring a girl, leave the back, let me sing.
You just interrupt the best. What gon' say that's all recess. Cranberry single barrel. Mix your drinks inside the quarrel. Use a twin or see a double. You know that tonight you'll be giving trouble. Talk your talk, don't stack the squabble. Reducing your empire down to roll.
Only when we hit the party, then the place go crazy.
We are roll like one blood, big blood. One blood, big blood.
Only when we touch the party, then the place go crazy.
We roll one blood, big blood. One blood, big blood. Woman,
look hard. Woman chook hard. Woman wine in a dancer, look hard. Right on the hotel room down, book hard. Woman wine up your body and chook hard. Woman chook hard. Woman chook hard. Woman wine in a dancer, look hard. Right on the hotel room down, book hard. Woman wine up your body and chook hard.
Yeah, Black Spaniard, Three Sons, Scarface. Represent 21st century.
Yes, everybody, once again, it's the Gallery here on Caribbean Power Jam Radio. We are live every Tuesday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time right here in the station. Make sure you download that Caribbean Power Jam Radio app to your tablet as well as to your phone. Log on to CaribbeanPowerJamRadio.com. Once again, want to welcome all the listeners out there to the Gallery this evening. And want to welcome you all. Make sure you subscribe to the Gallery on YouTube. Make sure you like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram as well as on Twitter. And on Mixcloud as well, all of your favorite social media outlets and wherever you like to get your music and your shows, make sure you are following the Gallery. It's the Gallery, we spell it DAGALLERY. So we are live here this October 31st. I want to say happy birthday to everybody that's celebrating their birthday today. I want to say happy birthday to Nate Dawson as well as to Darwin Whitmore, saying happy birthday to Althea Hoyt as well as to Naemia, saying happy birthday to Onika Edwards as well as to Tamika Paswad and everyone else out there that is celebrating their birthday today. And if it happens to be you or somebody that you know, you can put it out there in the chat, give them a birthday shout out or call us up. 718-393-5385 is the number to call up on the station if you want to be live. Also make your song requests as well, or anything that you want to get into. But we're not going to take too many song requests today. We have a full show this evening. We're going to do our regular, of course, we have our looking forward segment at the beginning of the second hour of our program. For the songs that we played last week, you can still vote for your favorite of those 3 songs on the YouTube channel for the Gallery as well as on the Twitter page for the Gallery. That poll will end in about 40 minutes, so we could declare the winner when we come back after the commercial break. And of course, the looking forward segments where we play music from the up and coming artists. So any artist that has music they would like to have heard here in the Gallery, you can feel free to contact us and we'll get it on for you. So again, you still can vote for your favorite of those songs that we played last week in the Gallery on our YouTube channel and our Twitter page. Of course, we'll give you that health tip later on in the program as well. So that's our regular stuff. But it is October 31st, and I know people are out there trick-or-treating and stuff like that, but that's not what we're doing here this evening on the Gallery. We have come to the conclusion of October, which is the conclusion of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We dealt with that last week. And as we go out with a bang for breast cancer awareness, we have some guests in the studio and who will be joining us online as well this evening. So it's all about breast cancer awareness this evening. And so again, if you are someone that you know is a survivor or warrior, call us up later on as well if you want to share your story. But we have some distinguished guests in the studio this evening. We'll be bringing them on soon, and we'll be talking to them. So again, it's the Gallery here on Caribbean Power Jam Radio. Thank you all for joining us here. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. As we just going to throw on one song and bring in our guests.
The Gallery with BadMan Benny.
Touch the road, touch road, 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 touch the road. At it. Alright, the party can't done. We want to have fun with a rain and sun. Cause the vibe it hot. The vibe it hot. Alright then, one drink but the drinking party hot from morning till morning. Vibing hot. The vibe it hot. Everybody, kick off the shoes, take off the shirt and wave your flag. Let your rock, cause the time get hot. The time get hot. Man, rock, woman, I'm jump, everybody hot. We say everybody hot. So we ready to go. Touch road, touch the road, touch road, touch the road. Hands up, touch road, touch the road. Then we have touch road, touch the road.
And also want to congratulate our top 5 engagers on our Facebook page. They happen to be Ikanzi Musa, Martha Laurent, Bonita Mentis, MC Patex, and Alethea Brown. Congratulations to you five, and thanking you for engaging the gallery every week. And we'll try to announce, top 5 engagers on our Facebook page. So make sure you like our Facebook page and engage with the gallery that way. Want to welcome Van Classic, and I see Bonita and Ikanzi out there. I see you out there, Mary. Welcome to the gallery. Good night to you, Anne. Once again, good night to you, Elise, all the way from the UK. She's staying up late with us this evening. And again, good night to you, Terry. So everybody out there, we thank you for joining the gallery this evening. So again, it's the gallery here on Caribbean Power Jam Radio. Thanking you all for joining us here this evening. As we are here in the studio, as we mentioned, we have some distinguished guests this evening as we come to the conclusion of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I want to introduce or allow them an opportunity to introduce themselves. I don't know who's going to go first. You might have to bring the mic a little bit closer so you can be heard. The mic won't hurt you. Just
okay. Not a problem. Okay, I'm Cynthia Jean, and I am a 2-time breast cancer survivor, and I have an organization called Spring Forward Consulting. And Spring Forward Consulting is where we provide awareness and support, but not only am I a survivor, I'm also a psychotherapist. So I also incorporate the mental health part of going to recovering your journey, how important is mental health relates to physical health. So it's been a long journey, but we're surviving, we're here, and I'm very happy to be here. So thank you, Ben, to close out Breast Cancer Awareness Month with a bang. But October is usually the month that they spotlight breast cancer awareness, but breast cancer is 365 days a year, 52 weeks, 24/7. So yes, the month is ending, but the fight and the journey still continues. So you want to take over, Vina?
Sure. So my name is Vina Morris, and I am the president and founder of Afro, which is a nonprofit dedicated to bringing awareness of breast cancer within communities of color. So we started October 1st of 2020. This is our 3rd year in existence. For myself, I am a 2-time breast cancer survivor. And I am here with Cynthia, my breastie.
Yes.
And we are very elated to be here with Ben to share more awareness as we close out the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I actually signed off on Sunday saying it was my last event, but as Cynthia said earlier, we are here. We answer the call, and we're here to reach and touch as many lives as possible with the hopes of people getting them screened as soon as possible. So thank you, Ben, for having us.
And no problem. Thank you both for answering the call. As everybody knows, I am the master of last minute. So just like this guest that I had last week, no, they had a little bit more notice than y'all did.
Yeah.
So y'all actually had less than 24 hours.
We actually did.
Because y'all were contacted after 7 p.m. yesterday, and y'all didn't answer the call, and y'all are here this evening. So definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
So that's why we want to make sure that you're comfortable, because you're making this show tonight, basically. So definitely appreciate it. So 2 times, as you mentioned, 2 times cancer survivor.
Mm-hmm.
So when, of course, you was elated after the first time you went, you battled it, you won.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you heard that it came back, what was your feeling, during that time?
Well, the first time was like you went through it, you're happy, you go to the journey. During the first time, I was working out, exercising, and starting my awareness event, which is called Sweat Fed Pink Awareness, which was in the beginning of October. And that's an event where I have like different trainers and vendors, especially women also who's been through breast cancer themselves and created a business. And so the second time I actually announced it during Sweat Fest, and that happened in 2017. So I had the most aggressive type, which is HER2 positive, hormone positive. And to hear that, the first time I had the journey, I did a lumpectomy. And so I did chemo, and then I did surgery. They removed it. Then I had chemo again because I had the aggressive type, and they still found it in my lymph nodes. So they were like, we have to go the drastic route, do more intensive chemo, did radiation. So after going through that, and that was in 2014. So what we want to share about Vina and I is that we were 33 or under the age of 40 that when we found out that we had breast cancer. So it wasn't something that was in our family, or to realize, oh, you know, that is something that we had to look out for. We actually found the lump ourselves the first time. The second time was going to the doctor, doing the annual follow-ups, the texts, but it wasn't even safe for a year because it was like every 6 months, because once you have the aggressive type, they really want to follow up with you. So as you find out, you're on a journey, you're recovering, you're living your life, and you hear the cancer came back again and still aggressive. So this time I had to just do a bilateral mastectomy, which is removing the breast and then doing the reconstruction, which took a longer to recover. And then on that journey, I had to continue and do chemo for a whole year after that. So it was just shocking that you have to pause and slow down, but I didn't let that stop me. I still was able to spread awareness, to still talking about the journey, still making sure I reach out to people, because going through the process during that time, there wasn't that many women of color or black women or minorities who look like us to give us the support, us tell us what to do and advocate. And one thing, especially within the Caribbean community, we're afraid to speak up and advocate for ourselves. Yeah, I'm very fortunate because I'm a therapist. I know how to speak up for myself, and that made me think, what about everyone else who don't have somebody to advocate for themselves and who could speak up for them? And so you know, that's why we're here tonight, because we will always want to spread awareness. We always want to look out, because we know what the journey is, when we know the pain and sufferings that we went through. So we always want to make people be aware. So one thing is about survivors, and I share for this month message, is that don't forget us survivors, because we're still surviving. So everyone we're seeing on the other side, we're still surviving. We're still overcoming. We're still trying to be healthy on the other side.
And still thriving.
Yes, and thriving.
Well, I heard the term from last week, not a survivor, but a thriver.
Yeah.
They tend, people want to use that word as a thriver. And then I heard the term breasties.
Yes. Oh yes, breasties. So it's like it's an unfortunate reason why we are united, but we refer to ourselves as breasties because it's a sisterhood that we were, that God put us into. So we refer to ourselves as like saying you have a bestie, but we're breasties because we were in this tragic, awful disease, and we're happy to be here. But there's one quick correction on the story.
Oh, sorry.
So I was actually in my 40s when I was diagnosed the first time and the second time. I was 45 both times, so I'm a little bit older than Cynthia.
Well, share your story.
Go ahead.
Sure. Share the story.
Okay, I will share my story real quick. So for me, when I tell my story, I tell it from the journey of a cancer journey. So the stages of a cancer journey. So there are 4 stages. It's the screening stage, the diagnostic stage, the treatment stage, and then survivorship stage. If you're, unfortunately, some people don't make it to the survivor stage, but when they're in the treatment stage, they fight as hard as they can, and sometimes they don't make it there. But for me and Cynthia and so many others, we were able to make it to the survivorship stage, so we're actually blessed and happy to be here. But we don't forget our sisters and brothers that also didn't make it. So my screening actually started when I was in my 30s. So that's the part that you were referring to earlier. My screening started 9 years before I was actually diagnosed. I was diagnosed in 2019, but in my 30s, I was in the shower one day, getting out of the shower, and I think I was, washing my body, and I felt this lump. I'm like, well, what's that? So I didn't believe that I could get breast cancer, but I was really, truly scared in that moment and realized that, it could possibly be breast cancer, even though I didn't believe I could get it. So I was diagnosed. Fortunately, I had a doctor, Dr. Aisha, who believed me, took me seriously, and called me. She brought me in right away. I was able to get a mammogram under my 40s, in my 30s, and not have any issues with insurance. So I was diagnosed with fibrocystic breast disease, which basically meant that on my left side I would have a very lumpy boob every month around my cycle. And I was also diagnosed with extremely dense breast tissue. So that in and of it, those two reasons was the reason why I was able to get mammograms under the age of 30. So by the time I went to my 9th mammogram, which was March 18th, 2019, I will never forget the day. I was on my way to get my mammogram, but I was running late, but I got there, and this time around it was a little bit different than my typical mammograms where you go in and they smash you up and they send you home, right? Mm-hmm. This time they kept taking images and sending me out the room, confirm with the doctors, bringing me back in, and then every time I went in, the instrument that they used to get closer to the whatever spot they're trying to see kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and it got to the smallest one, and she said, if we can't find it this time, then we're gonna have to do something else. But anyway, long story short, diagnosed with I had an abnormal mammogram, which said that I had atypical ductal hyperplasia. From there, that led to a biopsy in May 3rd to be exact, and it was actually benign. They told me I did not have breast cancer, so I proved myself right again that I can't get breast cancer because my mother didn't have it, either did my grandmother, so I really truly believe that I couldn't get it. But my primary care physician was like, no, let's take that out. So May 10th, 7 days later, I had the lump removed, and then it got a little quiet for a little while. And what I mean by quiet is like no one contacted me with the results. So I continued to, think about it, but I still, again, I don't believe I can get breast cancer, but I still just kind of waited. And so about 4 weeks later, I called the doctor to say, hey, I haven't received my results yet. And they said, you need to come talk to an oncologist and then talk to your breast surgeon. So the oncologist, I had no idea what that was. I just knew that it was a doctor that dealt with cancer patients. But they called me on June 11th and they said, hey, you need to see your oncologist first and then see your breast surgeon. So they had switched it up on me. And they said, you're going to see your oncologist on the 12th at 8 a.m. You're going to see your breast surgeon the next day. And I'm like, I don't have an oncologist. Like, what the hell is this? So anyway, I went on as planned, and I remember the day vividly. It was June 12th, 8 a.m. It was, I worked for the hospital at the time, and the oncologist comes in. There was a black oncologist nurse. We were in there kikiing. I work for the hospital. I'm in technology. We're talking about the beautiful technology we just deployed in this brand new hospital down the street, and talking about technology in general, what they appreciate, what they hate, whatever. And then she goes into your treatment plan. Your treatment plan is da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, hold on, stop, wait a minute. What do you mean, my treatment plan? Who you talking to? Like, I'm looking around the room like, who's she talking to? Treatment plan. Like, I'm like, slow down. So I think she realized in that moment because her whole demeanor changed. And the next thing I know, the breast oncologist nurse was holding my hand, and she sat down next to me, and she said to me, you have breast cancer. So I'm out of the screening stage, and now we're going into my diagnosis stage. And I'm like, what? But I heard nothing after that. So I heard nothing after that. I went home, cried like crazy. I had someone tell me, you got one day to cry, but when you wake up tomorrow, you're going to see the doctor. Yep. And you're going to go in there with with who you are, because you know who you are. I'm very attentive to details. So you need to go in there with your questions, and you're going to figure out what you need to do to fight. So I did all that. I went in the next day, and they sat me down. They told me that I was diagnosed with stage 0, ductal carcinoma in situ, intermediate grade, and ER and PR positive. So basically what that meant is stage 0, which I had no idea existed at that moment, and then estrogen positive or hormone positive, and intermediate grade. So okay, that's what it was, right? So from there I was like, something switched, all right? So what does that mean? What I found out is that stage 0 is the very first stage before it starts to spread. It's still cancer for people out there who say that it's not cancer. You're positive for carcinoma. It just has not spread.
It hasn't grown bigger.
It hasn't grown bigger. And so now in my treatment phase consisted of another lumpectomy so I can go back in and confirm my actual diagnosis, stage 0, and also 15 rounds of radiation, 5 years of tamoxifen, which is a hormone inhibitor which stops your body from producing estrogen. And that basically puts you into menopause immediately. And then
flashes everywhere.
Hot flashes, hunty, hot
It was not
flashes. I'm from Chicago, and I would be outside in the winter with a tank top and my coat, my scarf, my everything, because it's so hot. It's the heat from the depths of your soul. I can't explain it, but it's something I don't ever want to go through. But anyway, getting to that point, so I did all of that. I also had to do a diagnostic mammogram every 6 months. So one thing I want to say is that once they get the cancer out, everything from that point is preventative. And basically what it means is it's option. It's basically you have the option. You have to advocate for yourself. You make the decision that's best for you. But they also give you some percentages on if you take the tamoxifen, the oral chemo, and if you do the radiation, it tells you the percentages, the probability of it coming back. And for me, if I didn't do it, it was like a 14 to 17 or 18% chance of it coming back. And if I did do it, it was like a 3 to 8%. So naturally, I did it because I didn't want it to come back, right? Did all that, rang the bell on October 8th of 2019, and now I'm off into December now, and it's time for me to do my first diagnostic mammogram. And I go there, and I'm thinking, hey, I'm in survivorship. I've gone through all 4 stages. I'm in survivorship. I'm celebrating my life. I'm having a great time, and I'm back at it, right? I get my first diagnostic mammogram, and they come in, and they're like, listen, you have another abnormal mammogram, and it's atypical ductal hyperplasia. Okay, fine. So the first thing they said to me was like, we're going to go back and do another biopsy. And I said, absolutely not. We are not doing another biopsy. We've been down this road. It was negative, and then my doctor told me to get it taken out, and it was positive for carcinoma. So we went straight to my third lumpectomy, and that was January 3rd of 2020. I'm still 45, haven't turned 46 yet. January 6th, I was diagnosed again, stage 0, ductal carcinoma in situ, DCIS, intermediate grade, and ERPR positive. So my treatment plan now is something totally different. I had an option to have a 4th lumpectomy, or to do nothing, just wait and see after the 4th lumpectomy, or a mastectomy. And I opted for a double mastectomy at the time because it's considered a recurrence because I was already cleared. So that put me back into screening, diagnostic, and now I'm back in the treatment phase. And my treatment phase started March 6th. I had the double mastectomy March 6, 2020. And if you all remember that was like right before the world shut down. We knew about COVID because I actually worked at the hospital, but it wasn't to the extent that we knew today. So did all that, and then I got a double mastectomy with immediate reconstruction, and it's not so immediate, it's several surgeries. But I did all of that. One thing that people often ask me is, because I was stage 0, do I think I was overtreated? Or no. And one of the validations for that is that when my cancer was on my left side, when they took off my right side, when they sent the tissue to the pathology lab, it came back clear on the left side, no more carcinoma. But on the right side, I had another abnormal tissue with calcifications. I had calcifications on both sides, but now it came back with atypical lobular hyperplasia. So I was at risk on my right side as well. So I felt that I made the best decision with the information that I had at the time. So did all of that. That was 3 years ago. Started Afro Pink throughout that journey because I didn't know many black women or black people, anybody that looked like me that can say, hey, what you're feeling, what you're going through is normal. You're going to be scared. Your skin's going to peel off. It's going to be burnt like you see some burnt meat that comes off the grill. That's what your boob's going to look like after radiation. Try this cream. The tamoxifen is going to make you extremely sick. You're going to have hot flashes. I had a little information, but there's nothing like somebody that has been in a journey with you or has been in a journey that can tell you. So I started Afro Pink for those reasons. And most importantly, because I wanted to make sure that we had a community of black people, black women out here ready, to push women, encourage women to get screened, be there for them when they're in their treatment phases, and most importantly in survivorship, because survivorship is this place that you kind of like scared still. It's like you think about it every day, but you still have to push through, but you need some support in that phase as well. But the last piece I want to say is that be careful about the things that you believe. I didn't believe that I could get breast cancer, but I got it anyway. I had a genetic test that told me that I didn't have any of the gene mutations for breast cancer, any type of cancer on top of that. So we have no idea where my cancer came from. It's hormonal driven, so possibly something I've been putting in my body without my own knowledge. But be careful of the things you put in your body, but most importantly, do the preventative health care, do your monthly breast self-exams, get to know your breasts so you can understand changes, go to the doctor, advocate for yourself, and then finally, reach out to community-based organizations like Afro because there's a plethora of resources out there and a plethora of organizations and programs that are out here to help us. So that's all. I mean, I know that was long, as I don't know where Ben's over there like, I'm like, give me the signal. Am I talking too much? Let me know.
What you probably learn as well, definitely you.
Yeah.
The more that you get it out, the more that you'll be able to deal with it. So that,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, just letting you talk about it, and also it helps people out there because, hearing all of these terms, all of these, all these medical terms, and also hearing at the same time your personal experience as you go through it, there are people out there that are probably going through that, or they don't want to go, or they not looking forward to that, so they're trying to shy away from getting tested and stuff like that. But as they hear everybody tell their story, they say, well, if they got through it, then I should be able to get through it as well.
Absolutely. There's so much power in healing and storytelling, right, Cynthia?
Yeah, it's so much power of healing because even though when we tell our stories, we are living it, but also it reminds you like how far you've come and all the journey that you've been through. And which is so powerful for us to say that it is okay for you to go check out. It's okay to be scared. And fear is what holds you back. So people are like, oh, I'm so scared. But we're like, if you don't go get it checked out and you find out later, then it could be worse. It's like best to know now. It costs more money later. We always tell you, it costs more money later. Just go get it checked out. If you feel something is wrong and it lasts longer than 2 weeks, you should get it checked out. You know your body. You know what you're feeling. You know if something is off. And it's very important to speak to your healthcare provider or doctor. One thing I will share is that your insurance is paying for you. And if you don't have insurance, guess what? Who gets the bill? You do. So you are paying for a service. So don't forget that because the doctor says something or someone's not listening to you, don't take it as, oh no, I can't do anything, because you are paying for a service. So remember that. They're not seeing you for free, because if you don't get insurance, you will surely get the bill if the insurance doesn't pay for it. So it's important to, like Vina says, to check, to get screened. It is important for women who's still going through the menstrual cycle, who's still getting their period. It is the best time to, right after your menstrual cycle, to do the self-breath exams. It is very simple. You can do it in the shower. You can do it laying in the bed. I say men, help your women. If you also feel, as we always say, play with the breasts, play with the titties, because then also you can notice something is off with your partner and say, hey, I feel something, you should check it out. Especially with something that you mentioned earlier, Vina, is that Black women have dense tissue. So it is very difficult to tell. So if you're feeling something is hard, just go get it checked out. It's very important to be on top of your health, because no one is going to do it for you. So, but remember, we have support. Vina's here with Afro Pink. I'm here with Spring Forward, and we're here to support and to call us in, ask us questions. You can follow us on the social media. You could check out our web pages, our websites. So, it's only one of you. A job will replace you, but you are not replaceable within your family and friends. There's only one of you. We've been blessed to have life more than once. And with that, we serve our purpose in saying that, God didn't save us to keep our stories for ourselves. So that's why we're here, and we answer the call, because we know we're here to help and to share. And we have so much passion because we know what it is and we've been through it. And so where can we save people or help people? This is what we're here for.
And then speaking of answering the call, we do have somebody in the call right now.
That's what that red light means. I'm like, I'm like.
No. That red light means your mic is on.
Oh, I'm like, that just was on. Okay.
No, it's
my
been on.
first time on the radio. Okay.
But we have somebody else that answered the call.
Okay.
She had a little bit more time than y'all do.
Okay.
But she answered the call. Let me just make sure everything's connected. Can you hear us out there, Jessica? Just start speak. We'll be able to hear you right away.
Can't hear.
Yeah, we cannot hear you. If you are speaking.
Yeah.
Hi, Jessica.
Hello. Yeah, I'm here. Hi. How are you?
Good.
Hi,
Good. And how are you?
I'm doing well, thank God.
All right. So and I'm gonna clear up your. It's on my end. I just gotta fix up your volume. But introduce yourself to the listener audience. You're live in the air. Don't get nervous. You have a couple million people listening to you right now. But go ahead, introduce yourself to the people.
Don't make me that nervous. My name is Jessica. I'm here also too with my husband Shamuel, who's also been a big part of my journey through this cancer that I'm going through, cancer fight. Yeah, pretty much I was diagnosed on this year, the beginning of May 17th, I was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. It was HER2 positive receptors to, and I actually got the news alone, and it was very scary. I didn't know who not to tell because I wanted to tell everyone, but at the same time not tell anybody because I wanted to do this on my own because I know that it was going to hurt everybody, especially my husband. I didn't know how to tell him. That's what I told the first person that I told was my mom. I didn't know how to tell my husband. She asked me, did you tell him? I was like, no. He was actually the last one to know when I told him. And when I did tell him, I don't know how he took it because I wasn't there. I only heard him just say no, and started crying. Go ahead, Sean.
Hi, I'm right here. Shalom. I don't know what to say because this is about you right now. So I'm just here to guide you and to help you. But I mean, if she, hearing that news definitely was scary. It's shocking. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know to believe it or not. I couldn't believe it. It's so unreal at the time, especially when it hits close to home. You hear these stories all the time until it gets close to home. And hearing that, I was like, the first thing that came to mind was to be strong. Even though I was scared, because if no one knows, I'm brought up in boxing. So to be a boxer, you have to learn to hide your fears, behind your punches and behind your movement. So when it came to that, I kind of had to temporarily hide my fears and just let her know, give her positive words. Like I said to her, the first thing I said to her was, we got to change the way we live, the way we act, the way we behave. I said, we got to get closer to God. I said, we have to, I said, you're going to beat this, you're going to be a miracle. But I said, we got to put our trust in God. This is what I told her. And exactly, those are the things, those are the steps that we took. And we changed her eating habits, and from there, it's still a journey right now. She's still battling it, so we're just waiting. Tomorrow she has to do immunotherapy. But go ahead.
When the doctors walked in the room and told me, I didn't get scared, and I didn't get worried. The only thing that I just probably did get worried was, oh my gosh, my children. That's the only thing that was really came to mind was my children. What I did was I just got really quiet and I just shut my eyes and I just prayed. I said, I'm sorry, because this is just hits
That's
home
okay.
and it's just recently just happened. So it's just
Yeah,
it's
they
fresh.
actually mentioned it
It's a
happened
fresh
in
food.
May.
Yeah.
May of this year.
Oh, this year.
Yeah, May of this year.
Yeah,
found
this year.
That's stage
So-
4.
So just closed my eyes and I prayed and I said, God, whatever it is, I just need you to to give me a fighting chance. Nothing else. I don't need anything else. I just need you to give me a fighting chance. Because if you give me a fighting chance, I know I'm gonna beat this. I know that I'm strong enough to beat this. I'm strong enough. I have a good backup system. I have a good husband that's gonna support me. I have a good family that's gonna be there. And none of them had failed me. None of them have failed me. My husband, as tough as he could be, he was even more tougher than me, and he came in the hospital every day without a fail. He stood strong, and he fought for me when I couldn't fight for myself. When I really lost my voice, I couldn't fight for myself. He really fought for me. And there's numerous of times where I thought that I was gonna go. I was literally on death's door, and my husband didn't let that happen. There was a procedure that was gonna be done on my lungs that they wanted to do that could have taken my life. The next day, Shem prayed, and things happened the way that happened, and thank God it didn't go through. But the chances were that if they did that procedure, I wasn't gonna come back.
So what happened was, she was the breast cancer spread to her lungs. I'm stepping in. She asked me to join this meeting because the beginning of her cancer treatments and stuff like that, she doesn't remember a lot what was happening, because of the fact that she was being drugged. She was being drugged because she was in.
I was in a lot of pain. I was in excruciating pain because cancer actually did spread. It spread through my lungs. It spread in my liver. My liver. It spread in my bones. Where on my bones, where if you could see, if I could have showed you this PET scans. Literally, it had holes. It has holes in my bones. Have literally has holes on them. That's how bad the cancer spread.
So what would
my lungs said? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna ask. So, because you said it was diagnosed at stage 4 in May. So, what were the symptoms that happened that made you go to get checked out? Like, what was happening during that time?
Actually, my breathing.
So it was your breathing.
It was the breathing. First, it was just a minor cough. It was a minor cough. I actually went to the doctor. It was like, oh, you probably have an upper respiratory infection, and I got sent home with medication. It kind of like the medication somewhat helped, but not as much. I went back again, and this time I actually went to my regular doctor.
No, you went 2 times to the emergency room.
2 times to the emergency.
The second time. Talk about
then the second time I was like, this coughing is not getting better. They were like, oh well, you need to go to your doctor. So I went. That's when my doctor said, okay. I told her what was going on. I told her about the symptoms that I was getting. I was like, I can't breathe, having short of breath. My cough is really bad. My chest hurts. My torso hurts. My rib cages hurt. Well, it was so bad that actually one of my rib cages actually had a fracture, and that's where the pain was coming from, because of the cancer was spreading so fast and so rapidly that it actually was hurting and causing my bones to become very brittle and easy to break.
So after you saw your doctor, and what made your doctor have you go do a biopsy? Like, are those symptoms that you had typical of cancer? I have asthma, and I wouldn't think that breathing problems would be something that's cancer, or I had cancer. So what was the process with your doctor that after knowing all of that, they said go get the biopsy?
She actually was concerned about the breathing. Mm-hmm. She was actually concerned about the breathing because the breathing was very low.
Her oxygen level was extremely low.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, no, you need to go to the emergency room. Your oxygen is really low. You need to go. So I actually went and I told them the symptoms. hey, I'm feeling, very short of breath. I'm feeling a lot of pain on my torso, on my rib cages. My chest is hurting. I'm having problems breathing. I feel my chest feels very heavy. I'm also having what you call it. I have a lump on the side of my neck that So they went and did the blood work. When they actually took me to ambulance. And that's when they started doing this, what you call it, x-rays. That they did CT scans, they did blood work, and that's when they found out that I had stage 4 breast cancer.
No, not yet. They said you had cancer.
I had cancer, and then later on.
Yeah, after weeks, then you went to the oncologist. That's when they told you had stage 4.
They said that I had stage 4, but they didn't tell me if it was breast cancer or if it was something else yet. They weren't sure yet.
The hospital told you that? Mount Sinai? Or the oncologist did?
I don't know. You should remember that.
I do remember, but I'm just questioning you because you're not talking.
No, I don't know. You're the one that told me.
So they told us at the Mount Sinai she had cancer. Maybe about like 2 weeks after such scheduling an appointment, they discovered it was stage 4. And then she was already on an oxygen tank mask. When she was admitted to the hospital from seeing a regular doctor, she was giving an oxygen tank mask and then sent home the next day because the hospital, Mount Sinai in Brooklyn, couldn't do anything for her. They discovered she had cancer, but now we had to wait to do they did a biopsy, and they had to wait 2 weeks to get the results. And that's when, after like 2 weeks or about a week, but in the second week is when she had an appointment due to the fact that, scheduling and all that stuff. So weeks are going by.
Well,
so she did that.
I was saying, so weeks are going by, and this is like just steadily moving through her system. And up to this point, it sounds like everybody's just misdiagnosing it. Like they don't.
Okay. So what happened was, my wife, she went to the emergency room 2 times. The first time she went to the emergency room, I'm gonna make this really quick. She went to the emergency room. They told her she had a respiratory problem. They gave her the medication. Everything got a little better, but she was feeling problems again. She wasn't explaining none of this to me. So then she went again, telling me, Shem, I'm not feeling good. I gotta go to my back is hurting. I'm gonna go. So they went. So when she went to get a CAT scan, they did a CAT scan. The doctor told her she had COVID. And she had a lung and kidney infection, but the person who took the CAT scan told my wife literally these words: take a picture. I'm not supposed to tell you this, but please take a picture. That's all he said to her. So she does have the picture currently. So as we look at the picture now, finding out after that she had cancer when I was spreading it, people said that they could see the cancer in the CAT scan. But the doctor at the emergency room misdiagnosed her and said she had a COVID and lung and kidney infection. So they could have actually discovered that she had cancer a long time ago. So now she's waiting now another 2 weeks to set an appointment to see her regular doctor. That's when a doctor admitted her to the hospital because her breathing got worse because it was attacking her lungs. And now she went to the hospital. We're waiting for appointments. And now after discovering that she had stage 4 cancer, they're supposed to do a PET scan so they could see what treatments they're gonna give her or the origin of cancer, whatever. So it got denied by the insurance.
Pause right there because we actually do have to take a commercial break, and hopefully you can join us still, Jessica and Shemuel, and everybody as we return.
Please don't touch that dial. Power Jam will be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Caribbean Power Jam Radio. We're ready to give you service that caters to all your business, events, promotions, and marketing needs with competitive pricing. You've tried the rest. Now consult the best. Caribbean Power Jam will assist you in determining which type of packages will best meet your needs. Contact Caribbean Power Jam at 347-425-8227. We're located at 169 Remsen Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11212. Caribbean Power Jam Radio.
Caribbean Power Jam Radio presents the most anticipated event of the year, the pre-New Year's Eve Jammers Ball. It's a night of pure elegance and enchantment. Saturday, December 30th. Dress to impress and come out to 830 Alabama Avenue, Brooklyn.
One more time. We're gonna celebrate.
Music Hosted by DJ Flex, Team Exclusive, Danger Vibes, Samuel's Top Ranking, Team Unity Squad, Buster One Man Band, Jammers Ball. Bottle package and birthday packages available. Call 347-425-8227. Get your tickets now. Advance tickets of $30 more at the door. Visit Frontline.com and Eventbrite.com for tickets. Or Caribbean Power Jam Radio, Sands Hill Restaurant, and Tasty's Corner in Fun City, Brooklyn. Jammers Ball, a night of pure elegance and enchantment. Saturday, December 30th. You're there.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night.
The second annual Demrock Music and Entertainment Awards will be held at the beautiful Oceana Theater in Brooklyn, New York on December 16, 2023. What an exciting time this will be as we strut the red carpet in celebration of us. It's a night of acknowledgement for our special honorees, exceptional artists and creatives, but most importantly, our culture in music and entertainment. Get your tickets now at Eventbrite.com. See you there.
The GT Show presents its first dinner and awards ceremony Saturday, November 11, 2023 at Naomi's Suite, 8926 Avenue D, Brooklyn, New York. Cocktail hour starts at 6 p.m. Get your ticket info now by calling 516-601-8510. That's 516-601-8510. You cannot miss the inaugural staging of the GT Show's dinner and awards ceremony Saturday, November 11. Let's wine, dine, and celebrate an evening of excellence. This is a Caribbean Power Jam Radio endorsed event.
Have you been injured in an automobile accident or on your job or at a place of business?
Contact Gabriel Law, the experienced personal injury and workers' comp law firm.
When it comes to automobile accident, construction accident, slip and fall, medical malpractice, wrongful death, and much, much more.
Call Gabriel Law 888-299-2623, 888-299-2623.
They have recovered millions for their clients, and they will do the same for you.
Call Gabriel Law 888-299-2623, 888-299-2623. The consultation is free. There's no upfront cost.
And they have over 2 decades in experience. Call them 888-299-2623, 888-299-2623.
Prior results do not guarantee similar outcome in most cases.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ashwin Vasan, the city's doctor.
And I am Lorraine Conte Vasquez, Commissioner for the New York City Department for the Aging. Today, I'm getting my updated COVID-19 vaccine.
Everyone benefits from getting the updated COVID-19 vaccine, but it's especially life-saving for older New Yorkers.
New Yorkers who are 65 and older, and even those who are over 60, as well as those who have underlying health conditions or certain disabilities. Now is the time to get vaccinated.
One of a Kind Realty is just that, one of a kind. And so are you. When it comes to the home buying process, you should not be treated like the average home buyer because your needs are different from everyone else's. At One of a Kind Realty, we understand that purchasing a home is the most important decision you'll ever make. Therefore, we take our clients' desires very seriously. Call us today, 866-590-5656. That's 866-590-5656. With over 20 years of experience, our agents are committed to assisting each prospective buyer in the seamless process of purchasing the home of their dreams. So call us today so we can show you homes in Queens, Brooklyn, Long Island, the Bronx, and Mount Vernon. Call us today, 866-590-5656. That's 866-590-5656.
Hi, this is Jennifer Rampersad, founder and CEO of A Plus Credit Repairs. Did you know that most people struggle with maintaining good credit or even having credit at all? That means you or someone you know is struggling with getting an apartment, a house, a car, a loan, employment, and unfortunately, so much more. With over 20 years of experience in the credit repair industry, my focus is helping people get their lives back in less than 30 to 45 days. If this is you, give us a call today at 516-351-3361. That's 516-351-3361. Listen to some of our clients.
Thank you, A Plus Credit Repairs, for helping me to put my life back on track. I seriously couldn't have done this on my own. If it wasn't for the help that I got from A Plus Credit Repairs, I would not hold my own own home today. Seriously, people, stay away from these other agencies that offer nothing but just promises and no results. A+ Credit Repairs is the real deal. Call them today. Put your life back on track.
Thank you, A+ Credit Repair. I could not get a car, and because of you, I now can. People on the need to call them.
You've heard me on the radio helping so many people. Now let me help you. Call us today for your free consultation at 516-351-3361. That's 516-351-3361.
Children begin noticing physical differences in those around them as early as age 2. That's the same age they begin adopting the attitude and vocabulary of their parents. So use that opportunity to let your children know that it's okay to not only talk about our differences, but to celebrate them. That's a lesson they're never too young to learn. The more you know.
Attention, attention! If you're having problems of any kind, Baba Granage can help solve them. Baba Granage is a spiritual healer and astrologer. Baba Granage guarantees 100% removal of black magic, bad luck, evil spirits, and provides lifetime protection for you. Any kind of problem, Baba Granage can help solve them. Baba Granage is available to help you now, privately and confidentially, so nobody no know your business. Call Baba Granage now at 347-691-6077. 347-691-6077.
We want you to know that 988 is your connection to free, confidential mental health and substance use support. Trained crisis counselors are available 24 hours a day. Call, text, or chat 988 today. You deserve emotional support.
Do you want your next project to stand out? Log on to our website, finaltouchgraphics.com. We specialize in flyer designs, motion designs, website designs, and many more. Let's get started on your next project. Contact us at www.finaltouchgraphics.com or email info@finaltouchgraphics.com.
Nothing to discuss, cause I did win by default and without any doubt. I'm a me happy adult. I no go feed the girl, I no go feed the girl.
Final Touch. FinalTouchGraphics.com.
Are you facing challenges in your life that seems insurmountable? Do you feel like you've tried everything, but nothing seems to work? Well, we have some incredible news for you. Introducing Mr. Fadil, an extraordinary African healer with a proven track record of success in resolving a wide range of problems. Mr. Fadil specializes in reuniting loved ones, resolving court cases, removing black magic, and more. But that's not all. Mr. Fadil's ability extends far beyond black magic removal. He has the power to bring back your loved ones, mending broken relationships, and bringing closure to those who have suffered loss. Are you feeling stuck in your career or struggling to find a job? You can overcome career obstacles, exceed in exams, and unlock new opportunities by visiting Mr. Fadil. So if you're ready to experience a positive transformation, call Mr. Fadil right now at 347-438-6689. Call now. 347-438-6689 and take the first step towards a brighter future.
Do you have children? Do you have property? Then you need to get all your financial documents in place before life unexpectedly changes. For whatever happens, you will need a healthcare proxy, a power of attorney, a will. Call us at 929-610-0074 or make an appointment online at melnewcordislaw.com.
Having problems? I have a solution. Siram Services. Famous astrologer and black magic removal specialist from India. Priest Siram. Meet once and make changes in your life, your past, present, and future. To know more, visit ssrastrologer.com or call for an appointment at 929-500-4307. Again, that number is 929-500-4307. Siram Services. Voodoo, spiritual healing, psychic reading, court cases, family and money problems, jobs, sexual problems, health and wealth, cheating partners, love, etc. etc., you're gonna get 101% confidentiality with guaranteed results. Cyram Services.
Congratulations to the Jammer of the Day, Caribbean Power Jam. We appreciate you.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Want to get in contact with CBJ? For advertising and all other business inquiries, call our office at 347-425-8227. That's 347-425-8227.
Jammers, happy birthday to all those who are celebrating. Wishing you health and happiness on your birthday and prosperity in the coming year. Thank you for being a jammer.
The bills are paid. All commercials are over.
Seatbelt check. Windows down. AC off. Ready, set, go. Caribbean Power Jam Radio.
Watch on the Brooklyn, I'm here say New York. BadMan Benny. You know what the thing I'm here say Caribbean Power Jam. Some boy if you know. Simple as I represent, one not government. Right now, sound up, but sound up play. Caribbean Power Jam, I go bust them begin. Sound up, but sound up play. Caribbean Power Jam, I go bust them begin. Benny. One knock, one clap, no time at all. You know fire one pop with repeated shot automatic your lap. Head a roll like jelly and chop. Double plate in the body and stop. Triple double plate pan heavy sound clash Benny. Play about the chop. Sound up, sound a good day. Caribbean Power Jam. I go bust them begin. Sound up, sound a go day. Caribbean Power Jam, I go bust them begin. Alright, Benny, tell them no fear, man. Are you a kill sound from day one? Oh, them fi disrespect. Caribbean Power Jam when we a kill from day one. Them coulda big like King Kong. Benny a fire shot, man a fling bomb. Pump pick off like sick man. Them dumpy bad fly. Them gyal and pitch pan. So tell them sound up, but sound up play. Caribbean Power Jam, I go bust them begin. Sound up, but sound up play. Caribbean Power Jam, I go bust them begin. Yeah man, you know what the thing going on, they do it and done by simple as I represent for the whole Caribbean Power Jam family. Yeah man, Brooklyn, I'm here in New York.
So the gallery has returned from our commercial break, and returning with us, we'll bring them back in just now. We have Cynthia, Jean. That's it. Actually, let me put your mics on right now. Cynthia, Jean.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure. And Vina Morris. Yes. They are still here. And we have Jessica. She'll be rejoining us just now. We just have some regular show business to take care of. Well, gallery business, I should say, to take care of. We're going to get into the looking forward segment just now. And while we were going to the commercial break, I just happened to see that Gully Bop has passed away. So condolences to his family and all the friends. Gully Bop, dancehall artist, became very popular within the last 10 years or so, in his older stage of life. And also, as we are speaking about breast cancer awareness, Richard Roundtree of Shaft fame passed away last week, but not of breast cancer, of pancreatic cancer. However, he did have breast cancer years ago that he beat. So he passed away from pancreatic cancer. But just wanted to make note of that because, as was mentioned, both men and women can get breast cancer.
Absolutely.
So going back to the Gully Bop, that was just some news that I just happened to see, and it was just alarming. Just seeing that, just pop up on the timeline while we were on a commercial break. So we will be So also, what I would say right now, for those that are watching on Facebook, and if you're not on Facebook, jump on Facebook. What we're gonna be doing actually for while we're streaming live now, because we have 3 individuals, and all of them will talk about their businesses or re-talk about their business. I just made the word re-talk. They will re-talk about their businesses later on in the program, and the stars that will be collected tonight via the Facebook page, we're gonna utilize those stars to donate to our guests that are joining us this evening. And then also we will post information about their organizations on our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, Instagram, so that they need funds in order to do the things that they're doing. These things are not for themselves, but they will re-talk about their businesses later on and the things that they do. And you'll see that they will appreciate the funding. So everybody out there is on Facebook, and if you're not on the gallery Facebook page, jump on there, send some stars over. Those stars will go directly to the organizations that are being represented here this evening. So just thanking you all in advance for that. Just wanted to get that little bit of business out the way. So we are going to get into our looking forward segment, and for those our guests, our looking forward segment is a section of our show where we highlight, spotlight, introduce to the world artists that are not so known, but like they're rising stars in the business, and we give them an opportunity to have their music played on the station during this show. So what we usually do every week is we play 3 songs, and then people such as yourself, the listeners, can go to our YouTube channel and our Twitter page, and they can vote for their favorite of the songs that we play each week, and then we declare the winner the following week. And at the end of every month, what we actually do is what we call a winner circle. So we're playing all the winning artists of this month. So every week we have a winning artist. So at the end of the month, we just play all of the winning artists. So that's what we're gonna do at this time. And also we're gonna get into the comments that some people on the Caribbean Power Jam Radio app. That's the app that you watch right there. So that boom and all that, those emojis and all that stuff. Okay. That's the station's app. So you see comments. Those are directed to everything that y'all are saying. Okay. So I'm actually giving them information I should have given them a long time ago, such as the fact that they were just very quiet during the commercial break. And then I realized at the end of the commercial break, I should have told them that the mics were off, so they could have actually been chatting it up while the commercial break was going on. But yeah, they were very respectful during the commercial break. I just put it like that. And so everybody, we're gonna get to your comments. You also have questions you would like to ask. You can put those out there in the chat. Those that are on YouTube, those on Facebook, those on Instagram. Put those questions and comments out there. We're gonna read those off after we conclude the looking forward segment. We're also gonna give Jessica an opportunity to finish her story as well, and again, give everybody an opportunity to re-talk about their organizations for the concluding hour of our program. So our looking forward segment, and we'll try to I'll breeze through this kind of quick because we have a lot to get into tonight, but definitely want to highlight these artists. So the first week of the month, we played 3 artists, 3 songs. Everybody went out and voted, and the winner from the first week of our looking forward segment is Legato from Jamaica, song called Time.
Yo, documents. You see, time, it's very important, and I don't have none to yes. Telling you time, don't miss the opportunity. Don't make people drain the energy down. They got up on the virgin and tell them I got no time to waste. In this a lifetime, I'm telling you straight, I not hesitate. See, move to my goal and cut off some people were fake. Telling you why. Now wait pon time because time now wait pon no one. Enough great youth stuck pon them way to greatness because them make waste people cut them meditation dog. Look at my man and a schoolers. I'm from a barn and a grammar and a ruler. Enough people try to violate me, have to look on them and kiss me teeth. Father forgive them fool ya. Lord, me make my talk up touchy road. Move militant not trust. So last no Marcus and BadMan attack I know. Cause tell them I ain't got no time to waste. In this a lifetime, I'm telling you straight, I ain't not hesitate. They move to my goal and cut off some people with fear. Telling you why. Now wait one time because time now wait one one. Enough great youth stuck stuck on the way to greatness because they make waste people cut them meditation.
You are 53 and still a wait pan time. Your girl move like a bitch and you a wait pan.
So that is Legato's song called Time. That is the winner of the first week of, or the first round of songs that we played for this month. And I was looking forward to segment. And again, any artist that has music they would like to have played on this show, just feel free to contact the gallery via our social media pages. I will give you the details of how you can do so. And for our second round, the second week, played 3 songs. Everybody went and voted. The winning artist for that time was the Father, song called Thank You for Mass.
Black is the code.
Thank you for Mass, thanks for Juve, thank you for friends and family. It's Carnival Day, yeah, 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 yeah. It's Carnival Day, it's Carnival Day. Thank you for Pan and Camboulet, thank you for friends and family. It's Carnival Day, yeah, 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 yeah. It's Carnival Day, it's Carnival Day. Oh, yeah, come on, body way, we crazy, storming now we don't get get crazy, everything in the air, parading, holy flag in the air, get crazy, show them that we don't follow the truck and walk up, follow the truck and walk up, now's the time to back up, come wind your back up, follow the truck and walk up, follow the truck and walk up, now's the time to back up. Thank you for Mass, thanks for Juve, thank you for friends and family. It's Carnival Day, yeah, 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 yeah. It's Carnival Day, it's Carnival Day. Thank you for Pan, I can't believe. Thank you for friends and family. It's Carnival Day, yeah, 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 yeah. It's Carnival Day, it's Carnival Day. It's the mass and parade, Carnival. Look ahead from the time I land. Watch how I hit me, man. We headed to the stage, we parading. We don't play with that. We the greatest. We ain't the baddest band. Watch how we run the line. Oh yeah, we crazy, storming now we don't get get crazy, everything in the air, parading, holy flag in the air, get crazy, show them that we don't get follow the truck and walk up, follow the truck and walk up, now's the time to back up, come wind your back up, follow the truck and walk up, follow the truck and walk up, now's the time to back up.
So that is the Father, song called Thank You for Mass, artist from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I hope I'm mentioning the right country. But again, regardless of your genre, regardless of where you are around the world, you can submit your music to be played here in the gallery. So that is the second winner for this month, the Father, song called Thank You for Mass. And the third round, the third week, played some songs here in the gallery, and you went out there and voted, and the winner was MC Patex from Zimbabwe, of all places. His song called Hard Work.
Well, this is the voice of MC Patex, Primo Tackless Music, featuring Chief for Real. You know, they are fully active. Chief for Real. Yeah, hard work, man, I put in. We have to make it in life. Hard work, man, I put in. We have to make it in life. Hard work, man, I put in. We have to make it in life. Hard work, man, I put in. We have to make it in life. Hey, hey, hard work, man, I put in 30 days a month. What have proper breakfast and a proper lunch. Posh lifestyle, we are dream for tax, me brother stunts. Big business, big houses and big bank account. Army songs, we have some big views and lot of subs. Army want to just some bookings and lot amounts. Bro, we have to stack some bricks like we selling drugs. Now sit down till I elevate. Hard work, man, I put in. We have to make it in life. Hard work, man, I put in. We have to make it in life. Hard work, man, I put in. We have to make it in life. Hard work, man, I put in. We have to make it in life. This same we have to fly and go overseas. Want to make some Benjamins and buy a couple things. One leap of iPhones, one leap of wallabies. Cause me did for my family and my relatives. Me want to change my life before me reach 36. Me want to drop the latest bags and drop the latest sweeps. Me want to have shows every month and every week. As my brother chief for real. Hard work, man, I put in. We have to make it in life. Hard work, man, I put in. We have to make it man, I put in.
We have to make it in life.
Hard work, man, I put in.
We have to make it in life.
So that is Hard Work from MC Patex from Zimbabwe, the winner from last week. And then last week we did play 3 songs, and people went out there and voted. And the winner is Valerie Tribord from French Guiana. And this song, I'm gonna mess up the name because I don't speak French. Does anybody speak French? Okay. So this is Valerie Tribord with Parce que c'est toi.
Je ne sais pas ce qui t'a conduit à moi. Alors que tout dans ma vie tourbillonne autour de moi. Je sais que tu regardes au fond de moi. Et que tu vois des choses que je ne vois pas. Mais est-ce que je saurais aimer un homme tel que toi, alors que je n'ai pas tout juste confiance en moi? Je voudrais tout te donner ce qu'il y a de bon en moi et prendre de toi 100% de toi, parce que c'est toi. Parce que c'est toi. Parce que c'est toi. Parce que c'est Ne me demande pas pourquoi.
So that is the winner for this week, Valerie Tribord, song called Parce que c'est toi from French Guiana. So congratulations to her. So we are here again with our guest, and Jessica is out there as well, and we'll give an opportunity for her to finish her story as well. But again, as we mentioned earlier, for those that are sending stars into the gallery on our Facebook page, that will be donated to all 3 of our guests, I should say. So I'm giving them an opportunity to talk about Spring Forward first, LLC.
Well, Spring Forward is something that I started in 2016. And of course, that was birthed out of during my journey of going through breast cancer. And so I didn't know which avenue to go to, so I just decided to do that. And Spring Forward has a meaning behind it, because as we know, the timing is always moving forward, and time waits for no one. So as life keeps going, and no matter what the challenges are, it's important for us to keep springing forward. So my logo is a clock, to know that the clock doesn't wait, but to keep on moving, which is very important. So I started Spring Forward in order to provide services and to be able to support other women, to help them advocate for themselves, and to know that they're not alone, and how to ask questions, especially when they go to the doctors and the providers, and not to be fearful. So Spring Forward is there to help people, men and women, through the journey when they find out, because as you mentioned earlier, men and women do get diagnosed with breast cancer. So the birth of Spring Forward was really pushed by a friend of mine named Ricky Thomas, and I attend the church of CCC, Christian Cultural Center, in Brooklyn. And he was very adamant about me sharing my story. Sometimes you need to have somebody push you, or angels to push you to share your journey. And he was like, you have so much to say, and also you're a therapist, and the way you overcame it is important for you to create a space, a safe space for you to support others and show them, and also be able to show them how to be health and wellness, how to take care of yourself and be proactive. So I really share about being proactive and being the CEO of your body, because during my journey, I'm the one who found my cancer, and it was a lump through my breast, and I found it, and I was very curious, but I was very blessed and fortunate. I went actually to downstate hospital, SUNY Downstate, and everyone's like, oh, is that really good? But I went there because it was like a continuing education hospital, and they're always learning and always has to be on top of technology. And I had a very good, caring team, good medical team. So my GYN is the one who broke the news of the breast cancer. And for him, I was very fortunate that he didn't question me. I just said that, it was a lump and I'm not feeling it. And he just said, you know what, it's best to get it checked out, and he's going to work it out for the paperwork for me to just get the mammogram and the sonogram done. And, and that was fortunate for me, but that's not the case for everyone else. As you shared, as Vina shared, and others shared, they don't get hurt the very first time. So I really teach people to just how to use their words, what to ask, be prepared to ask their questions. And out of that, one of the main components of Spring Forward is health and wellness. When I was going through the journey, instead of just being home and being depressed, I worked out. I was always a fitness person. So moving, working out, having endorphins, it makes you to be happy. And then if you're sitting and not doing anything, it makes you more sick and doesn't continue to help with the healing process. So it's important to move and walk around. So I started this with a couple of trainers, and I do it in October. And I have different types of workouts. We have Soca, we have kickboxing, we have all different types of workouts, and it is to encourage people to just get moving. So everyone's always don't know what to get started. So SweatFit is for you to just get started, and whichever trainer that you click with, whichever trainer that you feel comfortable with, you click with. So I collaborate with other organization, which is Woodless Workout Nations, and they also support me during my journey, because when I was starting it and I didn't know, and they've been doing it for a while, and so they gave me some guidance on that. And also Spring Forward, we also have an event in March coming up, which is called Pink and Pearls, Mind, Body, and Soul, and that's more of an intimate settings for women to just talk about self-care, talk about what's going on and how important it is to take time to take care of yourself, a moment to have a safe space to discuss stuff. Especially within our communities and minority women, we feel so guilty to take a break, to stop doing, and then that stress also leads to physical illness. So I really stress about the mental part, because our mind is so powerful, and if you tell it to say that what you want to do and be able to do the physical part, that you can overcome a lot of challenges. So that is something that I host during that time of year, which is March, is also women empowerment, to give that to. But I also encourage it's open to men as well, because it's important for men to know how to support the women in their life. So it's not to say, oh, men can't come, it's only women. It's like, no.
That's gonna be my question.
No.
Because you said intimate setting for women.
No, it's a safe space, but I think it's important for men to come, because you have wives, you have girlfriends, you have sisters, you have cousins, you have, with females in your family. And sometimes men don't know how to be supportive. So coming and listening to the tips of how to be supportive, or listening to other women, what their struggles are, to be able to provide that support. So it's always important to include both.
So that's Pink and Pearls.
Pink and Pearls.
So men, if you show up, you don't have to wear pearls. But you are invited. You are invited to Pink and Pearls.
Yeah.
So that's going to be in March.
Yes, March.
So
follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and then I will drop the date soon. It's coming soon.
So that is Spring Forward Incorporated. And as a reminder, everybody, this weekend we're going to actually fall back.
Yes.
So you get an extra hour of sleep Saturday night.
I'm looking forward to that so
Oh my
much.
God.
So
Cannot wait.
we talk about fall back, literally, but Spring Forward is the organization. So feel free to support them. Again, stars that get sent in this evening on the Facebook page will be going to these organizations represented here this evening, including Spring Forward as well as Afro Pink.
Hey.
And you don't have an afro, but you call the organization Afro Pink.
So it's actually not about hair.
I know.
But everyone always assumes, that's the first thing. Like my friends will be like, you're not on brand today. I'm like, what are you talking about? I wear my hair curly, straight, wavy, braided, whatever. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So the concept of Afro Pink came about in October of 2019. So like everyone else that I've met, we're kind of ashamed. We don't want to share our stories, but that's like that cultural generational curse that we want to break. We want to talk about this because, again, there's so much power and healing in telling your stories. So I was laying on my bed at like 7 o'clock in the morning in October, and I thought I would do a post, and I was like, you know what? And I'm not a big poster. I'm not a social media person at all. Like, if I got 2 pages. My personal page, I got like 300 people that follow me. I keep, because those are all people that I know personally. And, well, mostly. But anyway, I was laying on my bed and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to start a nonprofit. I'm like, well, what do I want it to be? So, of course, first of all, pink is my favorite color. But it's also the color that represents breast cancer. So I started playing with names like Pink Black for black people, or Black Pink, whatever. It's so funny that group came out, Black Pink. I was like, that was actually going to be the name of Afro Pink. But then I was like, I really want people to know that when we think about this, I want to cover the entire African diaspora, right? So Afro is short for African, or the African diaspora. So I said, Afro Pink. Or first I said Pink Afro. And I'm like, no, Afro Pink. And that's how the name came about. And then I'm in technology, so the first thing I did is I went to like name.com or GoDaddy, and just to see if the domain was available. And sure enough, it was available. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna do .org because it's an organization. And so I started to think about well, why do I want to create this? I felt like I was being driven, that God was pushing me. Something was pushing me to do this and talk about my story, because I started to really think about myself and what I experienced as a cancer patient. And as I mentioned earlier, going through the stages. And so I wanted to make sure I had some place or a forum. So Afro Pink started to be, so I started to think about my my mission. What would my mission be? Well, first of all, I didn't believe I can get breast cancer, but I got it anyway. So that's still like a mystery to me, but whatever. It's not really, because I've learned so much more since then. But at the time, I was like, well, I'm going to dispel myths. But I also thought about even despite what I believed, I still did the work. I still got mammograms every year, even though I freaking hated them, but I still got them, and despite what I believed. So that's one thing I was like, okay, so I'm going to encourage women to do monthly breast self-exams. And I also learned that men get breast cancer too. So I'm going to encourage both men and women to do monthly. Well, men, you check your pecs, and ladies, you check your breasts, or your tatas, or your boobies, or your titties, whatever you want to call them, but check them, right? And then I started to think about, what can we do? Like, are there other organizations like Afro Pink or that support Afro Pink? And I just started to go through the motions. I'm like, it has to be a nonprofit. I don't have any money to be starting at a company, but I don't want it to be a for-profit thing, because this is all about getting a message out there and touching as many people that look like me as possible, so we can provide a space to help others to just get screened. Because what I learned, and what was one of my biggest drivers, is that black women die at 40% higher chance rates than anybody else. And that was alarming to me. So I wanted to do something to bring that 40% down. Is it a screen? Is it a mammogram? Is it a sonogram? Is it both? Is it, and how do I do that? So so time went on, April 2020. Then again, I'm going through my journey. And April 2020, I got my nonprofit paperwork completed. We decided to go with a corporation. And I just started again thinking about, what are we going to do? And I was thinking, I said, okay, it's April. I'm still going through I still have like 4 or 5 surgeries ahead of me. But while I'm recovering, this is what I'm going to work on. And as I learned more, I found out more. I got connected to organizations. I got connected to people. I got connected to Lindsay Livingston from Survive Her out of Houston via a mutual friend, George Cynthia. And she and I wanted to do our first program together. We actually both launched our organizations on October 1st of 2020, and we had similar missions. And we didn't meet each other until 2021 in person, but we wanted to have our first event. That's also when I met Cynthia.
Yes.
And we had our very first block party. We met Pastor Carter at Mount Ararat Church over in Brownsville. And he encouraged us to do an event. So we said, okay. So he gave us his church. He gave us his block. We had our first block party. We had this is when we were still amid COVID. There was a vaccine because we provided vaccines. We connected with, I was just doing some research. I want to have a bus that we can get. Well, I heard about a mobile mammography truck, and I'm like, I want to bring them. So I just started reaching out, and I found ScanVan, and they were happy to be a part of our event. And so Afro Pink started to grow from there, and we started to think about the services that we wanted to provide. So first, our block party became an annual block party. We joined forces with the National Black NBA, the New York Metro chapter, and it started to get bigger. So we had the second one in 2022, the first one was 2021. The second one we started with National Black NBA, me, Lindsay, Afro Pink Survivor, National Black NBA, and we had our third one this year in October. So each year it gets bigger, it gets better, and we get more people come out. We touch more people. Like the biggest thing I heard this year is that when it rains, the mammography truck, ScanVan said, people, all bets are off. No one's getting mammograms. People were coming women were coming to get their mammograms that day.
They were.
In the rain, because it was raining that day. And then one thing they say is that you went live, and I heard you say that we can get free mammograms, and they showed up. So my motto on my page is to say, if I can help just one person, my job is done. So to hear that person come back, we were a little discouraged about the rain, but we still had an amazing event.
We had a great time.
An amazing event. We were wet and cold, but we did our thing. We had a great time. So anyway, Afro Pink provides services such as we have an annual an annual block party in conjunction with National Black NBA, New York Metro chapter, and Survive Her. We invite other community-based organizations. We have other organizations like the hospital programs and other organizations that have similar missions join us. We also have a monthly chat group called the Survivor Circle, where we connect with other breasties and we just kind of talk. It's not necessarily an agenda. There's not necessarily a prompt. And each month it gets a little bit different because we try to pick topics now that we can discuss. Last month, which was last week, our topic was about the truth about reconstructed breasts. They don't tell you things like, your implants, when you wake up, your implants are going to be upside down. Or if you get the flap and you get the fat, that your body may reabsorb the fat. And there are women who can tell you that actually happened to them. And it's just about sharing, and that's that survivorship, or people who are in treatment, or we can talk and we can provide advice to women who are currently in battle, but also support for the people who are in survivorship, because there's not a lot of support out there, and we're trying to create that space. We also have, you can sign up for mammograms for free on our site, as well as in conjunction with the ScanVan, but we're getting ready to expand that out a little bit more, because unfortunately the ScanVan is going to be closing in December of this year. So the mammogram program will continue. It's free as long as you are age 40 or over, 40 or over or older. You have not had a mammogram in 366 days, and you can't do implants. So that's something that is very key, because I don't know if you have implants, if you've ever had a mammogram, they got to move that thing out the way so they can get to the tissue. We also curate events. We come to you. We are a community-based organization. We are in the community. We are right now in the community right now as we speak. We're in the heart of Brooklyn, and we do all our events most of our events in the heart of the community, because we want to come to you. We want to meet you where you are. We want to make sure that we are going to do something fun, but we're also going to learn about breast cancer. I'm going to bring my black breast and teach you, not my breast, but
she walks around with that thing everywhere.
I walk around with these prosthetic breasts that teaches you what a lump feels like. It also teaches you the difference between regular tissue and dense breast tissue, but you're going to learn how to do also a monthly breast self-exam as well. And you're going to be connected to people who can help you. I may not be able to help you. I just passed somebody to Cynthia recently because they had a similar diagnosis, but also a similar treatment plan as well.
Yeah.
And so that's what we do. We connect you. So stay tuned. Follow us at Afro Pink INC on both Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn as well, where you'll learn about all of our events. But stay tuned. We do fun things. We do karaoke and brunch.
Yes, we do.
We do cardio kickboxing and breast cancer. So we think outside the box, but we want to also make sure that you walk away with some goodies. Goodies being things that you can refer to after you leave about the things you learned. And you can also get a chance to meet other Black women who have survived and men who have survived breast cancer. And that is the key right there. Is we want to show you that this does not have to be a death sentence. As you are screened early, you have the best prognosis of surviving. So that's it. That's Afro Pink in a nutshell.
And we have Jessica, I guess, a new breastie for the two of you.
Yes, hi, Jessica.
Jessica, you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, so she's still here. And we do have a question for you from the chat. I'm going to ask that just now. But I know that you and Shema were listening. And I heard both of y'all say that with the organization y'all incorporate kickboxing.
Oh, yeah.
Shema is a boxer, as he mentioned.
Okay, now right.
Where y'all from?
So I'll connect him with y'all after the show. Probably y'all can utilize him for something. And also, Shem could probably take his wife on kickboxing somewhere. As they mentioned, you gotta get her active.
Yeah.
You gotta keep her active.
Right.
So this is from Hazel, and actually let me read the comment from Hazel first. She mentioned that her 43-year-old cousin passed away in May 2021 of breast cancer. She's survived by her mother, her 4 children, and 2 siblings, older brother, younger sister. And she said that her mother, Hazel's mother, just had a tea party in honor for Breast Cancer Awareness Month last Saturday in California. And Hazel has a question for Jessica. The question that she asked is, before you got the diagnosis that you were at stage 4, were you getting regular mammograms before that?
Actually, no, I was not. I wasn't getting any of that at all.
It's a good thing that regardless of everything that you went through, that it was eventually found. As you mentioned, by the grace of God, it was found and you were able to get the treatment. But as it was just mentioned by everybody else, it's good to get your checkups regularly, so that because not everybody's going to be as fortunate as Jessica, catch it at stage 4 and still be where she is, at this time. But yeah, that was a question.
To answer that, actually, I never actually got one. But the crazy thing about my whole story is that when the doctor did check to see if I had a lump, I had no signs of any lump, discoloration, any sign that you could see or feel. Because when he checked, nothing. He was actually surprised himself. How can you not have any signs or any of that to show that you're what you call it, that you had any breast cancer? Because I didn't have any of that. He was even puzzled, and it was actually my tumor was actually behind my breast. So even though I did get a monthly check, they still wouldn't have found it. So that's the whole crazy thing about my story, is that even though I would have got checked, they still would have not found it, unless it happened the way it happened to me, when I started getting sick, not feeling well, not able to breathe, not able to eat well. Those were the signs that I was getting, but those are not signs of cancer. Those are things that you wouldn't say, oh, you have signs of cancer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that to me puzzles me. Like, how do you not have signs of that puzzles me, and it's rare that you go through all that and this like, and then you've been like, oh, you know what? I go in and they're like, oh, you have cancer. I'm like, what? I'm confused. I'm puzzled. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, what's going on? How does this happen?
As you mentioned, as we all mentioned, it's a good thing that it was eventually diagnosed properly. As you know, especially at the severe case that you mentioned, that it was just basically running, rampant through your system, and it's just basically breaking down your skeletal structure, which we don't know what would have happened if it got caught, even a week later. So it's a good thing that it was caught. And Hazel says for all of you that you are all brave, and that she says that she doesn't know that she would be discomposed as y'all, because y'all sound like composed. So she said that if she was to receive a diagnosis, she don't think that she would be as composed as
it's a journey. It's a journey. It's just, it's been 9 years. 9 years ago I've been diagnosed, and sharing the journey as Vina's been doing it for the past 3 years. So as she's mentioned earlier, as we speak about it, it's a healing process for us as well. But our passion for life and for living and hearing other people's story encourages us as we encourage you. So it's a community.
And also, have no doubt. When I heard the words breast cancer, I didn't tell you my full story. But when I heard the story about the diagnosis of me having breast cancer, I was hysterical, and it took me a while to be able to even say anything or even get my story together. But it takes some time. It's definitely a healing process, but most importantly, it's a story of triumph. So we want to make sure that we are also, that's not to say that we don't get emotional. There are times when I'm emotional about it because I'm thinking about it or I'm triggered by something else. But it's definitely, you get stronger over time. But let me tell you, when they told me I had breast cancer, my mother would tell you, my coworkers would tell you, it's something that your life is forever changed.
Absolutely.
So, but thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Just reading off some of the questions that was on the chat as well. As we start to wind down right now, definitely thank you all for joining us this evening here in the gallery. And as mentioned, the stars that are sent in through the Facebook will be sent to the individuals that have the organization. I know Jessica also has a business as well, so I'm going to give her an opportunity to speak about that briefly.
Yeah, so I started my small business of scrunchies, and the reason why I started because of my daughters. They are both of them are my little inspirations of why I love doing the things that I do, and that's my scrunchies. They love getting dressed up, doing their hair, just like every little girl likes getting their nails done. Makeup, they gotta hold on that right now. But I started a scrunchie business. It's named after them, Abigail and Zohar Co. So it's on Etsy.
How you spell it?
Abigail and Zohar. It starts.
Abigail and Zohar, Zohar, Co. You can follow on Instagram
and on Etsy. So I'm just starting what you call it, I was supposed to start a spring collection and a summer collection this year, but since my situation happened, it's still gonna get pushed out for this what you call it, winter. And and it's really cute. The fabric is the girls pick their fabrics on their own. So yeah, just go look and just join, follow us, and you can follow my journey as well, because the fabric that they pick and I pick is also what you call it. It means a lot because basically when you pick clothes, what do you pick up based on what you want to, how you want to look, right? Mm-hmm. So when I pick fabric, it's based on how I feel. So I want the girls to feel beautiful, and I want to feel beautiful with my beautiful scrunchies.
So that's Abigail Zohar, Afro Pink. Spring Forward. So these are the organizations that are represented here this evening. And shout out to Tracy, and she's the one that's giving the hand claps as y'all telling y'all a story all throughout. And for everybody, I do thank everybody for the birthday greetings. I'll get back to the thank yous when I get a chance. Facebook actually shut me down for 24 hours because I was saying thank you too much at one time. So definitely, again, appreciating you three for joining us this evening. The breast cancer awareness has come to an end. No, Breast Cancer Awareness Month has come to an end. But breast cancer awareness has not come to an end. And it is just beginning, so to speak. And just look out for all of the events that they were mentioning and all of the things that they're doing. We'll post them on the gallery page on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page and our Instagram page. I'll just have to make sure I remind myself to do these things, because sometimes I say things that I'm going to do on the show and then I end up not doing it, lack of time or just distracting myself. But again, just definitely appreciate you three for joining us this evening, and the doors are open, so whenever you feel that you need to come in and share another story or share an event or anything as such as that, just feel free to come in and do so. So gonna give everybody a little time, because we have about 4 minutes left, actually 3 minutes left before the commercial comes in. Just something briefly that you would like to leave the audience with.
Well, thank you for inviting us. Thank you for having us come in and share our story and touch so many people. One thing that I will leave with everyone tonight is that I mentioned earlier, there's only one of you, and it's important to take care of you. And you are the CEO of your body. You know what you're feeling, you know how you're feeling, you know for how long you're feeling. So it's important to take care of you, because you are needed, you matter, and you are loved. Thank you.
And thank you for having us. One thing I want to leave you with is that we encourage preventative health care as well. In addition to what Cynthia just said, is get a genetic test. I work with 23andMe, and we provide through 23andMe free health and ancestry tests where you can understand everything that you're predisposed to from a health perspective, and if you carry the BRCA genes, or everyone has them, but if you have any of the gene mutations. So if you reach out to me, I can give you a code so you can get one mailed to you. But as she said, be your breast self.
Yes,
be your
I
breast
like
self. Take care of your tatas. Take care of your pecs if you're men. Check them. Get familiar with them. Don't be afraid. And if you are scared, do it anyway. Do it scared and do it anyway. It can save your life. So wish you all your breast life.
Yes, I love that.
And for Jessica, you have the remaining 30 seconds.
Keep your faith. Be strong.
Absolutely.
There's nothing that people cannot. We have the possibility to accomplish anything that we could have our minds set on, and just stay positive and be strong.
So again, we thank you three for joining us, and we thank everybody out there. Thank you, Michelle, as well. And thank you, Hazel. Thank you, Sugar Boom Boom Aubrey. And I see Uziel checked in recently. So thank you all for joining us here on the gallery this evening. And until next time, saying God bless.
God bless.
God bless.
Hey, watch the places you walk in, mind the way you talk. Watch out for the vampire who will sneak up in the dark. Watch out for the big time thief who claim say that them smart. They're bringing the crack and the gun to come mash up the youth them heart. Later and red. Then you all look down at me.
Please don't touch that dial.